everyone. I hope you're all okay today, and if you're not feeling very well, I hope that you feel better soon. And I'd like to send love to my friend Tracy, who's not feeling well. Please get better soon. And also to Diana, that I'm still thinking about and hoping that she's doing well. And of course anybody else in the community that's not feeling well. And I thought I'd do wine and reborns today with you, and I've got Ginny with me, and I did a video yesterday that I thought you would all find interesting. I had a few things I had to do with the babies, so I thought, well, I'll just let it run, let the camera run, and if it makes a good video I'll put it up. And I thought it did. I thought it made a really nice video, so I put it up. And of course, being me, I didn't think about saying that not to worry about Ginny's hair, because Ginny has got human hair and her head inside is sealed so that it can be washed like human hair. I mean, I don't wash it all the time. I just wash it now and then with Johnson's baby soap, as you saw, or Johnson's baby shampoo, should I say. And it always comes out absolutely beautiful, as you can see. I'll show you the back of it. She's got a little headband on today. It's absolutely beautiful. It's beautifully conditioned. She's got lovely ginger hair, and yeah, lovely and clean, and it smells absolutely beautiful. And she's got this absolutely gorgeous dress on that Auntie Sharon sent her. And it fits her beautiful, Sharon, it really does. And I put this little headband on that I thought went well with it. Really cute on her, look at this. So cute. So thank you so much. Say, mwah, big kisses, Auntie Sharon and May. Thank you for my beautiful party dress. Because that's what it's like, isn't it? It's like a party dress. And she really loves it. So I thought I'd just share that with you, because I know some people were concerned about the way I was washing her hair. And of course I would never wash Mo hair like that. Although some people did say they washed Mo hair like that. So I don't know. I've always followed the instructions that were sent by her artist. And her artist said to do her hair as I did. So there's my beautiful girl. And I've got my cup of tea. I've got a cup of cranberry tea today. Very nice. And I thought I'd chat to you about something a bit different today, rheumatoid arthritis. So if you're not interested in that, fair enough, you know, just go away and do something better with your day. Don't bother listening. But yeah, rheumatoid arthritis, as you know, is something that I suffer with. It is a chronic illness, and I have a very aggressive form of it. And this comes from my mum's side. So thank you very much, Mum. Rotten DNA from Mum's side. And my brother did have, one of my brothers had it as well, and he died last year. It was something I always was concerned that I might get. When you watch your brother go through that kind of pain, you do worry. But we were assured, you know, that it probably wouldn't affect anybody else in the family. And I mean, it didn't affect me until me and my husband actually decided to retire early and go and live in Yorkshire, which we were great ones for having walking holidays. Used to walk miles, absolutely miles, and I love Yorkshire. I've loved Yorkshire since I was a little girl, because my eldest sister, who is now no longer with us, bless her, she lived in Yorkshire. She married a Yorkshireman and she lived up there. And I remember going up to visit her one Christmas and fell in love with it. I just loved all the hills and the dales, the stone walls. It's just such a beautiful place, and I've always loved it. And I always thought that if I retired anywhere, it would be there. So at age 50, I went up to Yorkshire with my husband, and we retired up there, as I say. And we'd only been up there about a year. I'd just been going through the menopause, and I'd done it naturally. I didn't want to go on HRT, which I now know was a big mistake. But yeah, fine. I was fine. There was no signs that there was anything wrong with me at all. I went to bed normally that night. We were going to go out for a long walk the next day. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, I woke up in the most excruciating pain I have ever felt in my life. Worse than childbirth. And for those of you that have had children, you will know what I mean, if it's worse than childbirth. I couldn't believe it. I was absolutely doubled up, and it was my right knee that it affected first, and it was terrible. The pain was so bad. It was like a burning, I don't know. It's very hard to describe, but it's like your knees on fire, basically. And I was physically sick with the pain of it. And the next morning, I mean, I didn't get much sleep that night. It went on for about half an hour, and I didn't get a lot of sleep that night. And the next morning, my knee was swollen to about 4 times its normal size, and it was so painful. I couldn't put my weight on my leg at all. So he took me to the doctor straight away, and she said it was a problem with tendons in my knees. And I said, what, pain like that? I was in bed. Why would tendons cause pain like that? And she said, no. She said, you've got water on the knee now, so it's tendon problems. And I thought, I'm not so sure about that. I really am not. I'd watched my brother enough times to think, you know, the warning bells were going off in my head. So she gave me some strong painkillers and a knee support, and told me to stay off my leg as much as possible, rest it until the swelling had gone down. And I went home and I said to my husband, this is never tendon problems. I'm really worried this is rheumatoid arthritis. And he said, no. She said, it's tendon problems. Take the tablets, you'll be fine. But it wasn't. And I went to see the doctor again a few days later because I was still in terrible pain. And she agreed for me to have an MRI scan. Now, I'd in between been looking up RA, and it said on the websites I was looking at, on all of them, it has to be diagnosed quickly and treated quickly because it can just rampage. And she said it was going to take 6 months to get an MRI scan. And I knew that in 6 months' time, that was just going to be too long, you know. All right, Ginny? She said, yes, mummy. Yes, mummy. Good girl. So, I convinced my husband to pay privately to go for an MRI scan, and that's what we did. It cost a lot of money, but I was convinced it was rheumatoid arthritis. And I went and had my MRI scan, and they gave me the results straight away. And I took it to my doctor's the next day, and she looked at it and she said, well, to be honest, I can't read it. I don't know what it's saying. I've got no idea what this means at all. And I said to her, well, can I ring them? And she let me ring them from her office. And I said, look, my doctor's having trouble understanding these. And they said, oh, well, that's usually the way with GPs, you know. I thought, well, it's no good telling me that. I need to know what your results are. And they said, well, really, you need to come and see a private consultant. And I thought, oh yeah, more money. I've paid all my life for the National Health Service, because that's what we do in the UK. All our working life we pay towards in case we're ill any time, or anybody else is. It's like a joint fund for everybody, which I wish they had everywhere in the world, Laurie. I really do. So anyway, I said, well, would you talk to my doctor? And it was a technician. He said, I'm not allowed to talk to doctors. I'm not allowed. I said, well, could you just tell me what kind of consultant do I need to make an appointment with? Could you tell me that? And he said, okay, if I was you, I'd see a rheumatoid consultant. And I thought, yeah, I thought so. And I told my doctor, and I got an appointment the following week to see a rheumatoid arthritis consultant. And they said to me straight away, we're going to have to get you on something fast. This is aggressive. We need to do something quickly. Thank God you went and got the MRI scan, you know, because it would have been awful. And they put me on methotrexate, which was the wonder drug at the time. Nearly killed me. And I'm not exaggerating, it really did nearly kill me. And it took ages for my doctor to realise that that's what was causing all my problems, what was making me so ill. And they took me off of it, and they put me on something called sulfasalazine, which was all right, but it didn't really do much for me. And we weren't having a lot of luck up in Yorkshire. So that when Conrad got a job at Cambridge, he said to me, move down here because Addenbrooke's is a fantastic teaching hospital and you might have more luck here. And thank goodness we took his advice, because we came down to Addenbrooke's, and I met the most fantastic rheumatologist, Dr. Schenker, who was the most amazing young man. And he moved heaven and earth, bless his heart, to get me the Humira injections that I now have. And they're called anti-TNF injections, and they're actually a natural thing. And because what rheumatoid arthritis is your own immune system attacking your body. I mean, by then, I mean, I'm talking like 2 years into it. I couldn't hold anything in my hands. I couldn't walk properly. I was in a wheelchair. If I had to go out anywhere, I could hobble around the house, but I was in a bad way, a really bad way. And my sister, I'll never forget my sister, bless her heart, my sister Barbara, who has had so many strokes now and can't do anything, bless her. She came to see me, and she was actually writing all my Christmas cards for me and helping me, you know, peeling all the potatoes and doing things, because I couldn't use my hands. I couldn't write. I couldn't do anything. And he got me these Humira injections. It took him a while. It took him nearly a year to get them for me, because they were experimental. They were a lot of money, and they didn't want to just give them out willy-nilly, as you can understand. And the first time he tried to get them for me, I was told that I wasn't special enough to have them, which was awful when you're in so much pain to be told that. But that's what happened. But unbeknownst to me, he kept fighting, and he got the injections for me. And my life has turned round since then. I mean, I still can't walk properly. I have to use a cane. I have to use a stick. But I can lift things. I can't do too much with small things, because not only have I got rheumatoid arthritis, I've got osteoarthritis as well now. I've got fibromyalgia and osteoporosis, or osteoporosis. I never know how you about how you pronounce that anyway. The rheumatoid arthritis has made everything else, you know, flare up, and you know, I've got heart problems, all sorts going on because of it. But yeah, awful time. I mean, it attacked my other knee, my ankles, my wrists, my shoulders, my hips, everything. It doesn't leave a stone unturned, and any one of you out there who's got rheumatoid arthritis will know exactly what I mean. It ruins your life. I remember someone reading a quote somewhere. What was it? Let me think. Rheumatoid arthritis doesn't kill you, but it takes your life. And that's exactly what it does. You know, we'd moved to Yorkshire to have this wonderful retirement of walking and, you know, finding hidden beautiful places, waterfalls. I love waterfalls and anything like that. And, you know, it was all taken. I mean, I know other people have a lot worse than me. I'm not saying they don't. I just wanted to explain to you what rheumatoid arthritis actually is. And Dr. Schenker said to me, do you know, he said, if you'd had HRT, you wouldn't have got it until you were in your 70s or 80s, whereas I got it when I was 51. I literally had my last period, and the next month I got rheumatoid arthritis because of the hormone imbalance, and it attacked my right knee because I came home from work one day and my husband had decided to paint the back doorstep, which was a movable wooden one, and he'd moved it out of the way, and I was rushing about trying to get things done, you know how you do when you come home from work. And I went out the back door, and did I go out the back door? Oh my goodness, right down on my right knee. And that's why it attacked that first, because it was already damaged, you see. So yeah, so that's rheumatoid arthritis, and that's what it does. And as I say, anybody out there who has rheumatoid arthritis, I'm sure your stories are very, very similar. So yeah, so as long as I can keep on these injections, I'm okay. They did try and put me on a cheaper alternative this year, and I was on them for 3 months and I was going backwards fast. So luckily I managed to call my consultant, who is a different one now because they change every 5 minutes, and they swap me back. But yeah, well, I hope I haven't bored you too much on this wine and reborns. This isn't kind of about reborns, this is actually about my illness and how it affects me and my life. And of course it affects everybody around me, not just me. We went to the cinema the other day, and that was when I was on the other injections and was getting worse, and I couldn't stand up. You know, Conrad had to literally help me, pull me out of the chair, because I just couldn't stand up. And my husband, you know, he holds my hand when we go out because he's frightened I'm going to fall over. Because if I fell over, I wouldn't be able to get up. I haven't sat on the floor or been down on the floor willingly for years, because I've had this, what am I now? Do you know, I've forgotten how old I am, 68? I've had this since I was 51, so 17 years I've had this. And yeah, it affects everyone and everything around you, and it stops you doing so many things that you love. But hey, I've gone on long enough, and I hope I haven't bored you to tears. If I have, you will have turned off, and I don't blame you. So say bye-bye, everybody. Love you, ladies and gentlemen.